Hey guys, what's up? This is the 22 Steps to Becoming a Better Artist, and I'm Enrique. I've developed, a few YouTube channels. I've developed an invention called the Armadillo for kind of drawing better. I've worked at t-shirt companies. I've worked at movie companies. I've worked at a video game company, and I've done a lot of freelance illustration. So there's something that has been There's something that's been bothering me kind of a lot in this industry, and that is kind of the mental aspect of art. And I only find a few products for that. There's a few guys like I think Steve Silver, I think Noah Bradley might have something like this, and I don't see enough of a concentration on the mental aspect of it. So let me give you an example of this. When I first started drawing, I had a kind of goal set. I had like, okay, within 2 years I'm going to be at this level of drawing. Within 3 years I'll be here, within 4, and so on. I had this schedule about how good I would get at a certain amount of time, right? And that was based upon other people's success. And I was actually looking at the best case scenarios too. I wasn't actually looking at like the average, I was looking at the best case scenarios. So that's kind of what was setting me up for failure. I ended up not hitting any of those goals. And I had to readjust stuff through the years, and a lot of that was not technical. The thing in my class, I started studying at 19. The thing with my class was they had this pamphlet, and they said this person started out from stick figure to awesome in like a year, and it was a real progression. But they're pointing out the anomaly, right? And they're selling you on this. They were selling me on this progression, and it's good because that is what's possible, and that's what you should achieve, right? That is a human, that is a person. You can do the same thing. But the issue kind of was when you don't hit it, you start kind of getting stressed out, you start getting sad, you start like just these things start entering your mind. So the way I started when I was younger, I was like 19, and about half a year in, I was getting better at a really rapid level, along with me and like 4 other people. And this is all the same training, right? We should all be getting good around the same time. I know it has to do with how much time you put into it, etc. But something happened. I was putting in tons of time, tons of time into the drawing and into different, my drawing skill. And I ended up hitting a plateau, like a hard plateau, in about a year in. And I couldn't get out of it. I could not get out of it at all. I stayed there for like a full year. It was just like one of the worst things that could happen to me at the time. And I just remember being so miserable. And then that misery kind of translated to me being like more stressed out when I missed the next deadline. And I was getting more miserable. And it was kind of this like, I don't know how to say it, like this loop, this kind of sadness loop. And I was progressing much slower, because I was very kind of disheartened by the whole thing, and I was just stressing myself out, which wasn't making it better. So something they never really told me about was kind of the this kind of mental part of it. And there was a teacher there. His name's Ron Lehman. He's out and about right now. I recommend you look him up. Ron, I confided in him because I was kind of having almost a mental breakdown at like 2.5 years. I'm like, what happened? I was supposed to be like, what happened? I was like just losing it. And he basically told me I wasn't having fun at all anymore. Like I wasn't having fun at all. You do drawing because you want to have fun. Art and to create, that's one big part of it, is you got to have fun with it. And that wasn't an easy fix, right? That's easier said than done. But I ended up kind of slowly trying to get that mindset back. And with a bunch of other things he told me and other people told me, and I slowly got back on track. But it took me years to get out of this funk. Where I think if they were telling me this stuff as I was learning, as I was learning the technical, as I was learning this mental part of it, I think that would have helped like so much. It would have greased the wheels. It would have just gotten everything back like right on track where it should have been. And instead though, I ended up spending 4 years just fixing my mind, and by mind, I mean like the practices that I'm doing. And that's why I made this list. This list I made is 22 things that are like structured around how you learn art and how you're taking it in and what you're doing with it. And this is directed right toward like younger me. you know, like in what would have gotten me out of this funk, you know, hey, don't do this, hey, stop. And like I said, these are all mental frameworks that are, I think, just as important as the technical aspect of it. And don't get me wrong, the technical aspect of it is super crazy important, you know, so you can't do one without the other. You can't just have a good mindset and have bad practices and then you're gonna get good, you know what I mean? And you can't do vice versa. You can't have, like, you can probably have technical aspect of it, but like I said, so that's why I made this list. And it's pretty much directed, like I said, right toward, you know, people like me, people who struggled, and to kind of cut years out of it, you know, because a big part of this is time, right? Like I was just wasting years. And so I made this program. It's affordable. It's $1 per lesson. So it's $22 overall. And you can pay through PayPal. Just press the button on the left-hand side. And the thing about this is that if you don't like it, you get your money back. I'm going to give 30 days, which is, this whole program should be done within 22 days. But I'm going to give you 30 days, and if you don't like it, just send me an email and I'll give you money back easily. But yeah, one thing about this is that the way this works is it's going to be one lesson per day. It's going to be a 5 to 10 minute video per day. And the reason I do that is because sometimes I'll look at a list of things that I like, or like a suggestion list or something like that, and I'll look it over in half an hour and I won't really remember it later at all. The point of these videos is that the point of the videos series is that you have to listen to one per day, so kind of think about one per day, you know. So that's kind of the way I organized it, and I really like it that way because I want you to kind of digest what is going on and how does this apply to you. There's even a small community section below it. I'm going to read every single comment that goes through, and I'm really happy to do this. I'm really excited, and that's about it. Thanks a lot. If you do want to do it, press the button on the left hand side, and I'll see you on the other side. See ya.